Hello guys, welcome to Sync for Wrist. I'm your host. I hope you're all keeping well and you are ready for today's episode. By the title you know what I might be doing today. My aim is to show you how I look at watches when considering them for my collection. For this purpose, as you can see, I decided to build a separate collection that will show you key things that I'm after in watches. Size wise, I think 3 watches seem just about right to give you a nice variety in terms of complications, design, etc. I've already got 2 watches which I purchased a few weeks ago. First one, Rolex Explorer II, reference 16570, with this beautiful white polar dial. The example is from 2000. Full unboxing video you'll find on my channel, link in the description. Okay, the second watch is classic Omega Speedmaster Moonwatch from 70s. I bought this one on eBay, very good purchase. And this watch, the stunning Speedmaster, has a Casebox 74ST. I chose these two for very simple reasons. First one, both are from renowned brands, Rolex, Omega. Second, these models are considered to be classics. The Speedmaster I'm holding right now might be even called legendary. When you build your watch collection and you are starting out, it's good to stick to more classic watches. These are timepieces that have been on the market for ages and had good names established for themselves. This is particularly crucial when you are buying your first watch. This is the time when you are testing the waters, and when something goes wrong, you will be discouraged easily by various obstacles that you might find on your way. Hence, that's why I bought a Rolex Explorer II with the polar dial as a first piece to join my collection. It has a bulletproof movement. There is actually very little that can go wrong with it, provided that you care and look after it properly. Maintenance costs are relatively low, as majority of watchmakers can repair Rolex movements. It's incredibly comfortable on the wrist due to a perfect 40mm case and a classic oyster bracelet. This is one of the most iconic bracelets throughout the history of watches and as far as watches go. I opted for a white dial as opposed to black. I like these plain combinations with hour markers. For me, that was my choice. I've loved polar dials since I knew watches, and actually my first proper Rolex watch was Explorer II, same model. Great thing about this watch is that it has everything you need to get you through the day. Date function with this iconic Cyclops magnifying loupe, and also GMT function. So whenever you're traveling, if you travel frequently, so you can always play with your watch and use it properly. As for myself, I travel from time to time and I quite like the GMT function on this watch because it doesn't look clustered or anything. It's really easy to read and easy to set. That's why I chose this watch over Submariner, let's say, just to have this GMT complication. It was worth it. As you can see, I am keeping everything as conservative as possible. My 2 watches are just stunning classics, and you know that you can rely on those timepieces when you need them, provided that you care and you service them, of course. On the other hand, my second watch is Omega Speedmaster from 70s. As I told you at the beginning, I couldn't buy anything but one of my favorite chronograph watches. The reference of this one is 145.022. This particular watch has a case and a case back from 1974, however the movement dates it to 1977. It was one of the bargains, not the greatest condition, however I wanted to have a Speedmaster, so I've got one and I quite like it. I like the patina on the dial. I am super happy about this watch. I hope you can get some of the dial action. Yeah, with Speedmaster watches you need to be a real watch enthusiast. Speedmasters are far from being perfect, especially vintage ones like this one. The reason being is that they are barely water resistant, and I wouldn't even risk taking this watch for a swim or shower. No, it belongs on the wrist. However, keep the environment dry wherever you take this watch. What you need to know about this watch as well is that it's not automatic as the Rolex I showed you before. The crystal that you can see is nothing more than a domed plastic that is a real scratch magnet. So why do I love this piece so much? Well, I cannot resist its beautifully easy to read chronograph, as you can see, and a rich history behind this model that made it so legendary and iconic. There you go. As you can see, these two watches are completely different. The Explorer II is more robust, bulletproof and convenient to use, whereas with the Speedmaster you need to be more careful in order to keep it ticking. Both of them, when coupled together into a collection, they make a perfectly balanced combination. They complement each other really well. If my aim was to create a perfect duo collection, that would be it right here. These two watches would be everything I need. That's what I think. To make things a little bit more challenging and interesting, I'll get one more watch which will add even more taste to it. Everyone has its own method and story when it comes to watches, so don't get yourself limited to what I say or people from a Rolex, Omega or Patek Philippe forums tell you to do. Ultimately, collecting watches is about buying timepieces that you truly like. However, it is healthy to have some ground rules. Some of mine include looking for practicality. Each watch should be as different as possible so you can get the most out of them. In this case, I've got a Rolex Explorer II, reference 16570, sporty, robust GMT and date functions. Omega Speedmaster, on the other hand, real purist watch. Sporty timepiece, though you need to be careful handling a vintage timepiece. It has an amazing chronograph function and it involves you interacting with the watch on a daily basis, as I need to wind it almost every day. Watching out for a resale value. This one is worth taking into consideration for your peace of mind, because when the problems are starting to arise and you need to offload some of your watches from your collection, it's good to know what you can expect to get back for your watch. All the watches, this one and this one, are meant to be enjoyed. I've been wearing these two recently. I've been swapping them for 2 weeks and I really love these watches, but I cannot wait to show you my third watch once I buy it, of course. However, you will be updated as always. For now, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe to Synth Wrist and stay tuned for more. Bye.